That's an afternoon probably best suited for skating in Central Park, but we're across the river, and we are in for a cold one at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Jets. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started, and we are underway from MetLife Stadium. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. Net.
Lawrence looking to pass on the first play. And he'll find Hall. And they work this route upfield across the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right. And after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The Jets at 7-6, a game over 500 on the year. They were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So, you know, they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, it's Lawrence. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Kaiser White, the former safety, gets the sack. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
On the double. Ulster. Bump, chop. 17.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
And he'll take this one up to about the 13. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
First carry now for Trey Sermon. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Yards. Well done on the return. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Kyron Johnson there on the tackle.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Lawrence into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions and not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, oh, well, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. I'm the coach. I make a little joke and say, you know, some big guy, we're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Here we go, set.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get on track in this one.
On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. Now Cobb to return. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Jets will take over. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And, partner, I know so far, we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
Well, I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something that maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. That's taken on the 25. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Samson Abuka, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a 1st down now, playing behind the sticks.
And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. We're scoreless after 1. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. This pass is caught by London. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A gain of 32 that time. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Back to throw again. Over the middle, caught by London. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 14. Give them 18 on the play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. 1st and goal at the 1. McCaffrey is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for...
And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a 1st down. Lawrence hit and the ball is free. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
And then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Lawrence's throw complete there to Johnson. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
A nice chunk play from the tight end position, and it illustrates the cohesiveness that he and his quarterback have. Both saw the extra defender doubling him up, and they still combined for the completion and big gain.
Again, it's Johnson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case. Now Lawrence on 1st down. This pass out wide to Hall. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
X3, 218, stop. 82 Bombers.
Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Lawrence going to throw again. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Eagles are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach on the sidelines may talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Hey, exit.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next.
Touchdown, Eagles. Drake London, 36 yards. And the Eagles will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Elliott on for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go.
And that's caught inside the 30. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Eagles are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 17 yards and a first down for Philly. Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And they run the option on 2nd down. Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Here we go. Here we go.
McCaffrey following the penalty. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception. And I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety. Rush coming, and he's taken down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen. But somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead. And thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. They'll look to throw. Got him in. It's Brown. And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. So on comes the Eagle kicker, Jake Elliott, on 4th down. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And the route is on. It's 24-0. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, he's got a man complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And the pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here in 2nd and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Lawrence. Pass incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Now Lawrence on 3rd and long. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. But we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down.
And they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And now here is another interception. Picked. Oh, they try a lateral on the return, and now the ball's loose. And he's got some space here. And it's a touchdown for the Jets. Well, that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit, or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
That's brought in downfield by London. Touchdown! Drake London with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And the Eagles are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
They're able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On play action, Lawrence. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here's Johnson with a reception. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Trevor Lawrence keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Jets have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead will be cut down to 14. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down.
Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the fourth quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks?
He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Jermaine Johnson in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit.
97.
The quarterback run good for 10 that time, but it does lead to a 3rd down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Okay, ready?
The Eagles on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. He'll look to throw.
He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey.
And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase. And my goodness, another interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career. But when you're talking about 1 game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Now to try the Eagle field goal, Jake Elliott from the left hash. This from 46. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. We're ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace where the other offense are going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level. We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
The throw over the middle taken in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's on the guard, Laken Tomlinson.
Ready?
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now Lawrence. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
On the ball.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. So possession goes over here on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, 4th quarter, and a chance if they won to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call to finish this one off.
2nd down and right back to McCaffrey. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 54 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Up the middle, here's Sermon. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And the Jets D, they call on a couple extra defensive backs on 3rd. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really a stellar performance.
So for Philadelphia, their chances